Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Oh, I am so excited. That thumbnail, it's amazing, isn't it? Oh, yes, I love it. I love new stuff, and I love progress, as you guys know, and I love Trip even more. Yes, so I am actually going to move Trip into a more appropriate location to kind of show off all his glory and his wonder. Let you guys know what I got here, and well, you kind of already know with that thumbnail, but well, let's check it out, will we? Oh, I am so happy about this. This is amazing. This stuff is just cool. It's amazing. Remember, I still think about that t-shirt. But look at old Trip. Look at that. Oh, look at him. Oh, man. Okay, where to begin? Let me set you guys up here. All right. Well, this is something else, gang. I was just stoked. So, as you guys know, that a while back, when I did that trip with Josh, Lolo Overland, we went down there and I got the rental rack put on. And we got all that stuff, but the N FAB rock sliders, they're all messed up. Well, kind of going back a little bit, Josh has had a lot of experience with N FAB, and he's got a good rapport with them. And although I was a little concerned about sticking with N FAB, we were looking at a couple other products. The biggest seller is Josh's confidence with N FAB, and the fact that N FAB has had a really good record for the most part that I can see when it comes to their products. There are always going to be some naysayers, some people that are just always complaining about everything. So you kind of got to put that little group to the side and think about what it is that you're trying to solve and what you're trying to do. So the biggest thing for me to stick with N FAB, first and foremost, was the confidence that Josh had in N FAB and their products. So that's what I had to first say and get that out of the way, because if it wasn't for someone like Josh, having someone like a mechanic or someone that you can count on, like a contractor or something, it's them and their experience with a certain product that even if your experience might be a negative one, you kind of got to weigh, you know, is it just that one time and maybe give it another shot? And so that's what I did. I kind of went out and said, I'm going to do that. So that was a big thing. So I wanted to say that right away, because when I left the last video, it was kind of a negative Nancy against N FAB, and I don't want them to get the wrong opinion about me and Stinky Knife and Tool or anything else. Plus, I also want to let you guys know I'm not doing it because I'm an N FAB fanboy. I'm not. I have no ties to any one company when it comes to the aftermarket components. I'm just looking out what's best for me, what I like aesthetically, and then if I'm not putting it on, or if I'm going to put it on but I need to get opinions, I want to go to people that have more experience in that kind of stuff than I do. And that's where Lolo Overland came into place. So when you guys got questions, reach out to Josh. Send Josh an email and ask him his opinion on certain products for your specific vehicle, and then go from there, okay? So that's all pretty much I can say for right now, because he doesn't have everything up on the website yet, because there's so much stuff happening. You got to give the guy a little bit of slack and just say, okay, well, it'll be there. So, but getting back to the N FAB, these are the Nerf, N FAB Nerf bars. They're a bigger tube and they have the steps. When we got the rock sliders, I liked them, but I was actually a little disappointed in a way, not because of the brackets, but because they did sit up really tight to the truck. But I thought, my perception was I would be able to stand on them a little bit to reach up and do things in the truck, or do, you know, get around, trip a little bit more or something. And I couldn't do that. So I was like, oh, no big deal. At least they'll protect Trip. I can deal with it. You know, it's not a big deal. But when the brackets were bad, then I said, okay, well, maybe it's meant to be. It's not meant to be, I should say, for Trip. So we went to the second option, and that was going with the side steps. Now, this is pretty much the only product that they offer for this Nissan Titan. They have those rock sliders, but then they have this, and they have this with and without steps. Now, what's really cool is if you have the long bed Nissan Titan, and if maybe you don't have a canopy, or even if you do and you want it, they actually have the Nerf bar that has 3 steps on it. This one only has 2. The other one has 3. Now, when I was asking Josh and what we were looking at, I couldn't say that I would want 3 steps anyhow, because it's a short bed. And as you see, there's not much there for you to step on if there was a third. And it would be kind of, I guess it'd be off a little bit. So having a short bed, I don't know why N FAB would offer you 3 steps, because it would be kind of, the bar down below wouldn't be long enough. But anyhow, if you do have the 6.5 foot bed, that might look a little bit better. I've seen the 3 steps on full-size trucks, like the 8-foot beds, and your full-size Ford F-250s and 350s, even with a short bed. They're pretty slick, but those long Dodges with the mega cab and the 8-foot beds and such, those 3 steps are really cool. And I could see it being very useful because you can step on that 3rd one and then reach into the bed of your pickup truck a lot easier. So that was pretty cool. But these things are amazing. I'm really happy with them. This actually has 3 arms that mount up in the existing factory spaces that my original Nissan Titan side steps were there. The Nissan Titan ones were a little bit wider. They hung down about this low, but they're really wide, and they had bigger brackets. They were chrome, and they're nice if you want that look, and if I wasn't changing trip and making a more of an off-road capable vehicle, I would have stuck with those. But because he is gonna be outdoors a lot more, and in the outdoors, I mean like off-roading, those wouldn't have worked, especially on that last trip I went with Coyote Works. If I didn't take them off and I did that Coyote Works trip, I would have messed them all up completely because we did hit a lot of ruts. This is supposed to be a good, capable off-road vehicle and still able to get in and out of the truck. What's really nice is with the kids and my wife, having something like this to step on and getting in and out of the truck. But it's also a nice step system, like a stair step, because you guys know I use those Moki door steps that you put on the door jamb, the little latch spot on the door. So now you can step from the ground onto this, onto the door itself and the door jamb itself, onto the Moki. So you have a little bit more universal movement, which is really nice. And it's a good safety thing for both myself, the kids, and my wife. Now I'll tell you guys, these things installed super easily. It took Ben and I all of maybe 20 minutes to put these on. They give you the 6 bolts for each side, so it's 12 bolts and the step. That is it. When they were shipped to me, they got shipped in perfect condition. They were shipped directly to my house via UPS. I am really pleased with these. I like the look, I like the aesthetics, I do like the idea of being able to step in and out of the truck and not have to maybe get your pant legs all full of mud and dirt, especially for my wife. What's really nice too is when my dad comes out to visit, it's gonna be a little bit easier for him to get in and out, yet not have that big step that's gonna catch everything else. You do have this gap in here where if you're gonna be going through debris and brush, you don't have anything squared off, square edges. You see these angles on the steps are gonna allow for a lot of brush and other materials, you know, branches and some small rocks and such, just to basically skid off your truck and kind of work around them. If they were squared off, you might be able to snag them a little bit more, which then in turn would cause you to damage them a lot more. Yeah, you're gonna scratch these things and everything else, but there's a really good powder coat on it, and I think if they really got bad and I really wanted to kind of clean them up some more, I would take them down, I would power wash them, clean them all up really good, and I would just use that Krylon or something that makes it, that Bedlander spray that I used for the fender, the fender flares, the rough country fender flares. I would just spray these again just to maintain them if you had to do that once a year or once every couple of years. Now, you're gonna find these things really helpful, again, getting inside the truck. When you open up your door, you're gonna see how it lines up. They're gonna be right there. So as you see them, you're getting in there, you can easily step in this and then get in and out with no problem whatsoever. They're not so far out that they'll interfere with you getting in and out of the truck. So that's not gonna be something that I think anybody would be concerned with. And again, like I said, they mount up really good. They don't sit too low on the ground. They work really well. One of my only concerns is the way they're shaped. They have this curve in the front right here. The actual pipe turns and goes inwards, but it's open. It's an actual open pipe. Where the back end of this right here, if you guys will see it, hopefully I can get you guys, let's see here if I can get you in here a little bit more. The back end of this actually is rounded and it has a plastic plug, a plastic cap that's forced in there. I had a hard time trying to even wiggle it out, but the plastic cap back there is keeping debris. If you're backing up, it's going to keep debris from going into the pipe, into the side step, which it's pretty. I'll have to put the gauge of steel that's in here. I'll put the description down below, as well as I'm talking here. I'll try to remember to do that to give you guys like the gauge of steel or any other information. But really pleased so far. But that was the only thing is the end that's at the front. It's curved, but I could still see debris going into the pipe. So that was the one kind of I'm gonna have to wait and see how it holds up. So once again, I am very happy. Thank you very much to Josh and Lolo Overland for all the support that you've been giving me in the last few months. It's been great. I'm so happy to have that friendship. Guys, you know, when you start meeting people and you start doing stuff, depending on your business and what type of lifestyle you have, sometimes it's really hard to find good, reliable people. And I think I'm very blessed by being able to hook up with people like Josh and with Mike, with Off-Road Warehouse, Josh with Lolo Overland, Tristan with Forbidden Off-Road. I mean, it's just so cool. And then the folks with Nissan USA and all the people I got to meet there, between Marty and Max and Jeremy and Billy Bob, Brandy, and so many other folks. I do appreciate it. Thank you very much for all the support. I'm really happy with this. I'm really happy with the steps. I'm really happy with the fender flares. And who knows what's in store for next year. Well, I kind of do, but we'll see if it happens. So again, guys, thank you very much to everybody that's been supporting the channel. Hopefully you all have a great Christmas, and we will see you at the end of the year with a special video for the end of the year, as well as 2020. Everyone, once again, thank you. And remember that bucket, because you guys are doing an awesome job keeping me from the bottom of it. Take care.